Okay, we have to do some safety symbols. So let's look at them. This first one, this is compressed gas. That means that, well, the reason why it's under one of our hazardous materials is because it could explode due to pressure. It could also explode if it's heated or dropped. And you have your possible hazard would be from either the force of the explosion, so your propane tank exploding, or whatever the contents are that are being released if it does explode. So that is compressed gas. So materials which are normally kept as a gas in a container. So that's the first one. This next one would be considered flammable and combustible. These are materials that will continue to burn after being exposed to a flame or other ignition source. So these things could ignite spontaneously, or it may actually release like a flammable product if it's allowed to degrade, or possibly if it's placed in water. Okay, so flammable and combustible. These ones are called oxidizing materials. These are materials which can cause other materials to burn, or possibly they would support combustion. These can cause skin or eye burns, increase fire and explosion hazards, and they may cause combustibles to explode or react violently. That's an oxidizing material. This is toxic with an immediate and severe effect. That means that you have a potentially fatal material which will cause immediate and severe harm. So if you inhale it or ingest it, you could have it absorbed through your skin, and in small volumes, very toxic. So it has to be the immediate and severe. These are toxic, but they're long-term. So they're also concealed. So you're going to have harmful effects after repeated exposures over long periods of time. So you can have it cause death or permanent injury, can cause birth defects, possibly sterility, cancer, and maybe you get allergies from it. So toxic long-term and concealed. Biohazardous and infectious. These are biological toxins causing serious disease or death. They can cause anaphylactic shock. You can have viruses, molds, bacteria, parasites, etc. Includes fluids containing toxic products and cellular components. So biohazardous and infectious. This one, corrosive material. These are materials that react with metals and living tissue. They cause eye and skin irritation on exposure, severe burns, tissue damage on longer exposure, lung damage if inhaled, blindness if it's thrown in your eyes, and environmental damage from fumes. That's corrosive. And dangerously reactive. These have unexpected reactions. So they may react with water, they may be chemically unstable, they can explode if exposed to shock or heat, they might release toxic or flammable vapors, and they may burn unexpectedly. So that is just dangerously reactive. Those were the Wemyss symbols. So let's just backtrack real quick. Okay, so compressed gas, flammable and combustible, oxidizing material, toxic with immediate and severe, toxic long-term and concealed, biohazardous and infectious, corrosive material, dangerously reactive. Those are Wemyss. Those are workplace hazardous materials. They are things, if we have them at your workplace, you have to have these symbols on them. Okay? These next ones, these are the ones that you'll see at home. So these can be a household product. Let's just back this out a little bit there. Skull and crossbones refers to poison. Okay, so if you see something with skull and crossbones on it, you don't want to put it on your cornflakes. That is the symbol for flammable. That is the symbol for explosive. You can see it's exploding. That's corrosive. I like this one. You dip in your hand, which has skin on it up here, into a vat of something that is corrosive. These are the shapes that go with whatever we're talking about for our hazardous materials from our house. So your stop sign look means danger. So if you have corrosive and danger, so you have the hand inside of here, that's the highest rating that corrosive can get. Next one is triangle. That's caution. So if you have the hand inside of caution, that's saying it's pretty corrosive, but not as bad as the danger one is. And finally, our last symbol is the warning symbol. So whatever you have on the inside, so the hands on the inside, that would be warning you that it's corrosive or explosive or whatever, but mildly. Okay, so let's backtrack through there, the shapes again, and these things. All right, poison. So don't put it on your cornflakes. Explosive. So don't put it under your pillow. Or sorry, flammable. Still don't put it under your pillow. Explosive. Don't brush your teeth with it. Or don't put it under your pillow. And finally, corrosive, which is to say, do not fill your bathtub with this and take a bath. Dangerous, that's the worst kind of whatever symbol you have in there. This is caution, so it's a little bit less dangerous than danger. And warning, which is saying, be warned, this thing is not the greatest in the world. So there you go. Safety symbols.